Hello fellow Pokemon fans, I'm Brascoin and welcome to the channel. I'm excited to be able to do this requested video that you guys have asked for time and time again, and that is how to get your Generation 3 Pokemon all the way up to Generation 9. So Fire Red, Leaf Green, Ruby Emerald Sapphire, Pokemon Colosseum, XD Gale of Darkness, all the way up to Scarlet and Violet. Yes, it is still possible in today's day, but if you don't already have all of the necessary programs and components, you probably aren't going to be able to obtain them all. So, to start off with, we will need our copy of a Generation 3 game. I was using Sapphire for this because I just got my shiny Jirachi on Sapphire. You will need a Nintendo DS Lite or an original DS. It has to have the Game Boy Advance port as well as the DS cart slot for you guys. You will also need a 3DS. It can be a new one, it can be an old one. As long as it has the necessary programs, you're going to be fine. It needs to have the Pokemon Transporter, and it needs to have the Pokemon Bank with an active subscription. So, if you don't have those, you likely aren't going to be able to attain them. Maybe you know somebody that has those that you can ask for assistance for this. But if you don't already have the membership, you're probably not going to be able to purchase it for much longer, if at all, since the servers for the 3DS went down. Pokemon Bank does still work. The rest of the stuff kind of uses your local internet anyways. So, without further ado, let's get into the process. I'm going to be narrating over the recording, so you guys will see that it is sped up on the recording here, but not on me. So, let's get into it. Here we have the original DS. I have Pokemon Heart Gold loaded in. I have the GBA game loaded in as well. We're going to start up the GBA game first. What we want to do is make sure all of the Pokemon that we want to select are in the same box. It does make things a little bit easier when we are transporting the Pokemon. So I'm loading up my save file of Brass on Pokemon Sapphire. I'm going to check the box, make sure all of my Pokemon are in box 1, just because it makes things so much simpler. There we go, move Pokemon. All of them are in a row in box 1. Gonna go ahead and shut that off, reboot it. This time, we're gonna load into Pokemon Heart Gold. With this, you do need to have beaten Pokemon Heart Gold to get to the Safari, or I guess it's the Pal Park in Heart Gold. So you can start porting over your Gen 3 Pokemon to Gen 4. Okay, so first off, we're going to go down to the Migrate from Sapphire, because that's the game I have inputted into the port, and then we'll hit yes. We are sure we want to migrate from Brass's Sapphire, and yes again, we are absolutely sure. Okay, so I just got 6 Pokemon in this. We're going to select these 6. Unfortunately, you do have to select 6 Pokemon at a time. You can't just do 1 at a time. Very lame there, but using my stylus here, we'll get those 6 selected. Hit yes again, because we are absolutely certain that we want to. We're going to press yes yet again. A lot of confirmation here, because as it says, once you've sent them, you can't send them back. So it's going to save, it's going to remove the Pokemon from your Sapphire cart, it's going to put them on your Heart Gold cart, and once it's saved, I'm going to eject this from my DS Lite, and for the rest of the time, we'll be working with my 3DS, because I can have a better screen capture on my 3DS. Just looks so much better. Okay, we're booting up the game on the 3DS. This time we're going to go into Heart Gold, Soul Silver. We're going to go into the Pal Park area. We're just going to boot it up like normal. And I have saved in front of the Pal Park. We're ready to go and catch a Pokemon in a catching show, and we do have to catch all 6. It is all or nothing, so be prepared for that. Since I chose all Zigzagoon and 1 Jirachi, all of my Pokemon are going to be in this first area here. We fast forwarded immensely to get through all of the Zigzagoon, but I'm showing this process start to finish, 100% complete. The Jirachi is going to be up by the lake area where the steel Pokemon reside, so we'll go ahead and finish catching these Zigzagoon here. We just got 2 more Zigzagoon to catch. Not too crazy, and it can take a while. So if you choose a variety of Pokemon, you're going to have go to a variety of biomes in this PAL Park to catch. So chances are you might be transporting up an entire living dex. I would do your Pokemon by type if you do that, so that you can go to one location and catch as many as possible, not have to go all over the map to get each one depending on their type. Jirachi is classified as a steel type, so it goes in the mountainous area up here. So we've successfully caught all the stock Pokemon. Once again, we're going to make sure by going to the Pokebox and moving the Pokemon that they are all in box 1 and they are the only Pokemon in that box. Some of the programs require you to transport a box at a time, so we moved that Jynx into box 2 so that we don't have anything that we don't want to send up to the 5th generation of games. So we're going to open up Pokemon Black version. For this one, we do need 2 DSs. You can use a 3DS and a DS Lite for this. I'm using 2 3DSs because I have them at my disposal. On the left DS, we are launching the Pokemon Transport function inside Pokemon Black and White. This is available after you beat the game. You are able to transport Pokemon from Gen 4 all the way to Gen 5 using this little mini game. It does require you to send some DS download play signal. So on the left we're sending, on the right we're receiving. You have to download the little mini game that you want to play to send the Pokemon while having Heart Gold or the Generation 4 game that you're trying to play inside the DS on the right that's downloading the program. So Gen 5 on the left, Gen 4 on the right still. And what this is Pokemon Play Transfer is going to do is look at your boxes in your Generation 4 cartridge and allow you to select Pokemon to send over to the Pokemon Black game. A lot of unnecessary steps. I wish it would just, okay, move them from A to B and you're good to go. But they wanted to make a game out of it for Generation 4 and 5. Can't really blame them for that, but in our Generation 4 cartridge, we have a bunch of Pokemon in the box. We're going to choose 6 that we want to transfer, and I have them, I believe, in like the last box here. There's Jynx, there is Jirachi and company. So box 18, we're going to move Jirachi over, and then we have to move all the rest over. So we're going to grab those guys as well. And really, it's just catapulting the Pokeball onto the Pokemon to get them caught. Nothing too super crazy here. You want to head above them, so give a little lead time on that, and you should catch them no problem. This little mini game can take a while because I don't know. I'm not the best at it, so we'll go ahead and catch all of those Pokemon. I don't think I've caught 2 of them so far. A little bit hard to predict which way they're going to bounce initially, and to force them to leave the bushes can be kind of hard sometimes. Looks like we were up to 4. We need 2 more. These little clouds that pop through give you special bonuses, like you can make them fall asleep, or you can make them jump and fall out of the bushes if you hit those. But we did get all of them somehow. Looks like my program is stuttering a little bit to play all of that, but general process is there. You guys could see that, and I can see that as well. So once it saves, they are officially in Generation 5. At that point, we will then use the Pokemon Transport option to send them from Generation 5 to Generation 6 / the initial Pokemon Bank. So great, molto bien, fantastico. We are going to go ahead and move over to the box. This one is the one that it does matter. It will only receive Pokemon from box 1. So the 6 Pokemon, or the Pokemon that you want to transport up to the next generation, they do have to be in box 1, like so. You can only transport 1 box at a time, and that's it. So we're going to go ahead and save, and then we're going to load up the Pokemon Transport tool. This is going to transport them from Generation 5 to Pokemon Bank, where you could deposit them into Generation 6 or 7. So use this game. We're going to use Pokemon Black. It's going to connect to the internet, and then it's going to say, hey, once they've been moved to Bank, they can't be moved back to Generation 5. That is okay. We are going to then use this box and move it. And I think I moved a little bit of extra Pokemon in this video portion here. So we will then go over to Pokemon Bank, and we will see in the moved transport category that there are Pokemon waiting to come in. So we're loading up that, loading up our ID, everything there. We got use Pokemon Bank. We're going to use Pokemon Ultra Sun. Of course, we can't receive Pokemiles, not too big of a deal. That's for Generation 6 stuff. But the box to the left of box 1 is going to be the transport box. So right now it looks like there's nothing there, but you can see in the transport box, we got all of my shiny Pokemon that I caught from RNG manipulation, plus the 6 that we caught from moving to Generation 3 upwards. So we got the Jirachi and the 5 trade peons. We are now clicking save. This is going to put them into Pokemon Bank, and they're good to go there. Now we're going to pop onto the Nintendo Switch, load up Pokemon Home, and we're almost done at this point. Just a few more steps. Here's the Nintendo Switch. We're going to load up Pokemon Home, like I said, and then we're going to choose the option to transport from the 3DS. So it's going to load up, make sure I'm able to use Pokemon Home, because this wasn't my main Switch. Push any button. We're going to then choose the 3DS option down in the bottom right hand corner once it logs into Pokemon Home. There we go. 2 down, 2 to the right. Move. We're going to select begin move. Here on the left we have the 3DS we're using to connect the move. And we are ready to have the code. So we're going to display the moving key. There is the moving key. Got to type in all of those there. Once that's done, you hit OK on the 3DS and it begins sending the Pokemon. Perfect. Good to go there. Logging into Pokemon Home. It doesn't take too much time if you're only transferring a few Pokemon at a time, like we did today. A box, not going to be too crazy. So it should be pretty quick. We got 17 Pokemon that have been prepared. So we need to get them moved into Pokemon Bank proper, because right now they're going to be in a transport category as well. So let's go ahead and load that up and begin putting them in the living decks, essentially, because right now we're good to go. We're going to do one Pokemon at a time. This should put them all in either the same box or put them in the first available box it finds, which can be extremely annoying if you have a lot of Pokemon spanning the boxes. But it looks like I did box to box, so we're good there. Jirachi is the only one that I really care about in this group of Pokemon so far, so we're going to move that into Pokemon Scarlet. It is officially in Generation 9, so let's pop open our Generation 9 game, Pokemon Scarlet, and show you guys the Jirachi that I caught in my Pokemon Sapphire from the Jirachi bonus disc for Pokemon Coliseum. That was actually a really long hunt, really fun to do, had a lot of stream time. It took me like 100 hours to get. So there is the shiny Starboy in Pokemon Scarlet. Will get us a nice photo for the thumbnail that we're going to need. So thank you guys so much for watching. This is how to get Generation 3 Pokemon all the way up to Generation 9. Like I said, if you don't already have like Pokemon Bank downloaded on your 3DS or Pokemon Transporter downloaded on your 3DS, it's going to be a little bit difficult to get because you can't download them anymore. And if you're trying to use a modded 3DS and pirated software, you're not going to be able to get the license purchased to be able to use it. So hopefully you know somebody that has access to these. Hopefully this guy helped you get these Pokemon up to Generation 9. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you in another video.